Yeah, good morning. Let us start. So, so we are about to discuss the back propagation part in the multi-layer feed for, multi-layer neural network. Okay. So before getting into the slide, I want to just explain the basic idea behind back propagation, and then we will get into the slides. So, okay, fine. So let me draw a small neural network here. Assume this is the input layer. There are three neurons. Okay. Assume this is the hidden layer. So here also there are three neurons. Say this is the output layer. Let us say here also there are three neurons. Okay. So let us assume it is a fully connected neural network. A fully connected neural network means every neuron of the previous layer will be connected to every other neuron in the next layer. That is, this neuron will be connected with all the neurons in the in this layer. So this is, in our case, this is the input layer, this is the hidden layer, and this is the output layer. Okay. So it is not that there should be only one hidden layer. In the real world neural network, if you see, there will be plenty of hidden layers. So how many hidden layers should be there, and how many neurons should be there in each hidden layer, how many neurons should be there in the input layer, how many neurons should be there in the output layer, all these are design parameters. So this should be designed by the uh, architect who designs the neural network. Okay. So again, that also depends on lot of experience and understanding. So we are not going into that detail. We are Let us try to understand how the concept of back propagation works. So the point I'm trying to say is every neuron in the previous layer will be connected with every other neuron in the next layer. So this neuron will be connected with all these three neurons. This also will be connected with all these three neurons. Similarly, this also will be connected with all these three neurons with appropriate weights. Similarly, all these neurons from the hidden layer will be connected with every neuron in the output layer. So this neuron will be connected here, here, and here. This will be connected here, here, and here. And this will be connected to here, here, and here. Okay. And apart from that, every neuron will have some activation function. Okay. So the activation function, so in the last what we are understanding, what we are discussing, as per our discussion, the input layer uses a linear activation function, the hidden layer uses the, all the neurons in the hidden layer, it uses the log sigmoid activation function, and all the neurons in the output layer, it uses the tan sigmoid activation function. But there is no hard and fast rules that all the neurons in a layer should use the same activation function. No, it may differ. For example, this neuron may use log sigmoid activation function. This neuron may use tan sigmoid activation function. This may use ReLU activation function. So there is no hard and fast rule. Okay. Again, this is also design parameter, right? So for our understanding, or for our simplicity, we have taken this as all these as input. All the neurons in the input layer, we assumed it the activation function as a linear activation function, and all the neurons of the hidden layer, we assumed that the activation function used as a log sigmoid activation function, and all the neurons of the output layer, we assumed that they were using tan sigmoid activation function. But there is no hard and fast rules on that also. Okay, that is also a design parameter. Now I'm not going to draw the full diagram, because if I draw the full diagram, all the links, if I draw, then it will become clumsy. So back propagation we want to understand. So let us take only one neuron. Okay. So for example, this neuron, if I take, it has it will be connected with here. So let me use a different color for the links. So if you see this particular neuron, this will be connected to this neuron of the hidden layer. It will be connected to this neuron. It will be connected to this neuron. Okay. From here also, let us take one neuron. So if you take this particular neuron, this neuron will be connected with this neuron of the output layer. It is connected with this neuron of the output layer, and it is connected with this neuron of the output layer. So these are the actual inputs. These are the actual inputs which is coming here. Maybe this is x1, this is x2, and this is x3. Okay, fine. Now all these neurons are giving some outputs. Now I mean in the output layer, every neuron will give an output. Okay, so this is some output. This is giving some output. This is giving some output. Right. Okay. So how we are numbering, you know, right? I mean the so this is in input layer. These are the neurons. Okay, so let us say this is neuron 1 of input layer, neuron 2 of input layer, neuron 3 of input layer. Again, this is neuron 1 of hidden layer, neuron 2 of hidden layer, neuron 3 of hidden layer. This is neuron 1 of the output layer, neuron 2 of the output layer, neuron 3 of the output layer. Okay. So this gives an output. So output in the sense it is an result of the activation function. Okay, there is a tan sigmoid activation function. As a result of that, it gives an output. So let us assume that output as O2. Okay, O2H. Why we are calling as O2H? Because it is the output from the second neuron, O2O. Sorry, we'll call it as O2O. This particular output we'll call it as O2O. Why we are calling as O2O? Because it is the output of the second neuron from the output layer. Okay, this O represents output. This O represents layer. Which layer this neuron belongs to? Okay, because we are using the same numbering. There is a second neuron in hidden layer also. There is a second neuron in the input layer also, and every neuron and every layer has inputs and output. So this O20, what it says in the sense, it is the output of the second neuron from the output layer. Okay, so that is the output. Now for this output we have to calculate the error. So for back propagation, all these things are required. So we have to calculate the error. So error, what we can say, error we can define something like this. E is equal to, we can say that it is target output minus the observed output. This is the observed output. Target output is the true output. Okay, so let us say it is TO. Let me call it as TO as the target output. Okay, target output of the second neuron of the output layer. It is something it should be there. But what is the observed output? Okay, what is the observed output? Or let us say just T. T represents the target output. So let me just say it as T 2O, which means that target output of the second neuron in the output layer is the true output, but this is the observed output. What is the observed output? O2O, which is the observed output of the second neuron of the output layer. Right? So how we calculate error in the sense, error is nothing but the target output minus observed output, the whole square. This is the error. Okay. So this is the error. Okay. Now what we want to do, so this much error is there, some error is there, this error we want to reduce. So this error we want to reduce. So how to reduce the error? So for reducing the error, we have to adjust the previous weight. Okay, for reducing the error, we have to adjust the previous weights. So what are the previous weights here? What are the previous weights? If you see here, these are the previous weights. So what is this weight? This is W21. Okay, because this is second neuron of the hidden layer which is connected with the first neuron of the output layer, W21. This is W22. This is W23. Okay, now this output depends on which weight? Out of these three weights, this output depends on which weight? W22. Yes, it also have weights from other neurons, but we are not considering that time being, because that will complicate our understanding. So this neuron also have a link from the first neuron, so there will be a weight W12, there will be a weight W32, but we are not taking that. Okay, that weight also, actually the neural network, every weight should be updated. Okay, but let us take one simple case and let us see. That's what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so what we are trying to understand, in the sense, this particular weight W22, if you change, then what will be the change in the observed output or in the error? Okay, so observed output changes means error will change. Okay, so we want to understand, like, if this weight alone, so this neuron is not only connected with this weight, it is connected with this weight, it is also connected with this weight, it's okay. But only if I change this weight alone, if I either increase this weight or if I decrease this weight, then what will be the change in the error and the output? If output changes, error will change, obviously, right? So how to know that? Is there any mathematical way to understand that? Yes. So there comes the partial differentiation. Okay. So here what we are going to do, in the sense, we are going to differentiate the error with respect to the weight, which weight you want to update. So you want to update this weight, and then I want to see how much changes in the error. So it is so that is represented by dou e, that is change in error with respect to change in the weight 2 comma 2, right? Okay, now directly we cannot calculate this. Directly you cannot calculate this. Why we cannot directly calculate? In the sense, error itself depends on output. Okay, so error is a function of output, observed output. Error is a function of observed output. Okay, there is a link. So this is actually chain rule. Here chain rule comes into picture. Error is a function of the output, and again, if you see, this output is a function of the input. This output contains, it takes an input. Okay, so what is the input here? It is received. The input received here is what is the input received in this neuron as of now? Yes, what is the input received at neuron 2 of the output layer? Try to answer. What is the input for the neuron 2 of the output layer? What is this input? Is it only W22? That's what I'm asking. What is the input here? Is it only W22? Please recall. You are missing something. Is it only weight? Is it only weight is coming? Something else is not coming? The previous output is coming, right? Yes or no? So this, along with this weight, what is also connected? Say, let us assume. Pardon? Why input? See, not input. What? Output of the hidden layer. Are you getting? So let us assume the output of the hidden layer as, let us assume the output of the, say let us call this as O1H. Okay, that is the output from the first neuron of the hidden layer. Let us call this as O2H, or I'll write here this side O2H, that is output from the second neuron of the hidden layer. Let us call this as O3H, that is the output from the third neuron of the hidden layer. Now you tell what is this input. Is it plus? What is sigma? It is sigma Wi j, I mean Wi xi. That is x is input. Okay. So this is what this input is, O2, yeah, O2H into W22, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to say in the sense, so this error actually depends on the, this, you cannot differentiate directly the error with respect to weight, because error depends on output, output depends on input. Okay, what is input again? Input is input to this layer. Okay, that is input to the second neuron of the output layer is O2H into W22. Again, this input is a function of what? Weight. Okay, it is a function of weight. So this here itself there are three levels of differentiation we are having. There is the chain rule. Okay, so dou E, you cannot differentiate the error directly with respect to this weight. So this should be written like this. So it is differentiate, first you have to differentiate error with respect to output. Okay, because error directly it depends on what? Output. Okay, so it will be something like this, O to O. Okay, again this output depends on what? Output depends on what? Input. So it will be what? So do, so O to O means what? Output of the second neuron of the output layer. But the output of the second neuron of the output layer actually depends on the input of the second neuron of the output layer. Okay, and now this input depends on what? Input depends on what? Input is a function of what? Weight. Okay, so here it will be like this. Are you getting? So this is chain rule. So if you want to update this weight, and if you modify this weight, how much this error will change, if you want to see that, then we have to solve this equation. Okay, so that is the whole logic. Then you have to solve this equation. Okay, so which means that first we have to take the derivative of this. So it is dou E by dou O to O. So it means that you have to take the derivative of this. So if you take the derivative of this, what you will be getting? So it is, you can consider this entire thing as so here we are going to take derivative with respect to O2. Okay, so you can consider this is of the form, this is of the form k minus x the whole square. Okay, so if you take the derivative of this, what you will be getting? You will be getting 2 into k minus x, and then you have to take the derivative of x. What will be the derivative of x? Minus 1, right? See, so this will be, because it is minus x, so it is minus 1. If it is plus x, it will be just 1 only. So it will be, if it is plus x, this will be 2 into k minus x, but as it is minus, there is a negative will come. Okay, so it will be minus 2 into k minus x. Okay, similarly if you take the derivative of this, what you will be getting? What will be dou E by dou O to O? Yes, what will be the derivative of this? It is same as this. I have already told the answer. Only instead of k and x, you have to use those variables, right? See, derivative of x square is what? Derivative of, okay, x square is 2x, right? Okay, derivative of x, okay, derivative of x, if you differentiate x with respect to x, it is 1. Okay, right? if you take derivative of say 1 minus x, derivative of 1 minus x with respect to x, okay, so here there is no power is 1, power is there, power is 1, so it will be what, it will be 1 into 1 minus x whole to the power 1 minus 1, okay, which is what, 1 minus 1 is 0, so it is 1 minus x whole to the power, it is, so basically this entire term will become 1, anything to the power 0 is 1, okay, but again you have to take the derivative of this part minus x. So if you take derivative of again x derivative we have discussed 1, but if it is minus x, its derivative will be minus 1, anyway the negative you have to keep on, okay, so this will be minus 1, so this will be into minus 1, this entire part becomes 1, so it will be minus 1, right, okay. But if it is, but say if you want to take derivative of 1 minus x square, so it is not 1 minus x, say you want to take derivative of 1 minus x squared, then you have to take the, first you have to consider this entire 1 minus x as x, so I mean x square, okay, so this entire thing you can treat as x, so x square derivative you know it is 2x, so it is 2 into 1 minus x, again this is a constant, if you take derivative it will become 0, this minus x if you take derivative it will be minus 1, so into minus 1, so it is minus 2 into 1 minus x, repeating, so this is of this form, right, this is nothing but it is equivalent to this 1 minus x the whole square, this is a constant, right, so what is the derivative of this? Yes, answer please. Minus 2 into T2O O2, okay, so this is the derivative of this, right, so we have taken the derivative of this, like that for every function you have to take the derivative and then you have to plug into this equation, okay, after plugging to this equation then we can check with different weights, like if weight is this much then what will be the output, so uh, so so that is how the actual values are found, right, and if we increase the weight or decrease the weight, what will happen, right, so this is derivative of error with respect to what, output of the second neuron of the output layer, okay, right. So similarly now we have only did for this, but output itself depends on what, input, output itself depends on input, okay, so what is the input for the say this I2O, what is the input to this, what is that, what is the input to the second neuron of the output layer, yes, O2H, O2H into W22, okay, right, so this is the input to the second neuron of the output layer, okay, fine, and one more thing, here we are using in the output layer, what activation function we are using, in the output layer what activation function we are using, tan sigmoid activation function, okay, so before that you have to use that that will come here, okay, first of all, so So here we are telling directly output. That is fine. But what is the output? What is the output here? So this is, we'll come to this input later. What is the output? Output, how we will define? Output is nothing but what? It is the result of the tan sigmoid activation function, okay, which is nothing but, which is of the form e to the power minus alpha, okay. So in our case the output is what? The output is e to the power, output is a function of this input, okay. Output is a function of this input. So e to the power I to O, okay, that is the second input of the output layer, minus e to the power I to O divided by e to the power I plus e to the power I to. Maybe here we can add some constant also in our equation, alpha or theta, something we can add, but that is optional, okay. So this is the output, this is the output, okay. So this output should be differentiated with respect to the input, that is I to O, okay. This should be differentiated with respect to the input, okay. So this output O to O, you have to differentiate with respect to the input, okay. So if you differentiate this, you will get some value, okay. So that value you have to keep it. Say let us assume something you are getting here, okay. I'm not going into this, we will discuss this later, this differentiation part, okay. Say something we got, say some variable y, or y we are using for output, okay. Say let us assume z. Say we got the, when you differentiate output with respect to input, say you got z. Let us assume this is z, okay. Say this differentiation is this, and the result of this differentiation is z. Now we have to differentiate I2, okay. I2 should be differentiated with respect to what? W22, okay. So this is I2O, that is the input of the second neuron of the output layer. So when you differentiate the input of the second neuron of the output layer with respect to the weight, okay, so what we will get? What we will be getting? This is O2H, this is output from the hidden layer. So this is something like this is something like differentiating Kx. So if you differentiate Kx, K is a constant. So what you will get? What is differentiation of Kx with respect to x? Yes. What is differentiation of x with respect to x? 1. So what is differentiation of Kx with respect to x? K. So what is the differentiation for this? This is so this is similar to that differentiation of I2O with respect to W22. This is the entire thing you want to differentiate. Instead of x you have W22, instead of k you have this. This you can treat as k. So what will be the output? Yes, O2H, okay. These are the values we get. Now you can plug into this equation. So what is dou E by dou O2? That is this, minus 2 into T2O minus 2 into T2O minus O2O, okay, into this we have not fully solved. Let us assume it is Z. So Z into what? Into O2H. Okay, so if you know all these values, then we can plug here, okay, and then we can see like if this is the value for so for the value of W, some value of W, what we will be getting, like that, right? Okay. So this is not the whole story. This is for one weight W22. Like this, if you see here, how many weights are here? For every neuron there are 3 weights. In the output there are 3 neurons are there. So totally there will be 9 weights. Okay. So basically it is a matrix of 3 by 3. So all those 9 weights like that you have to update. This is in the backtrack mode I am telling. Okay. So this is only for this level. Similarly these weights also should be updated. This previous level also it should be updated. Okay. When you want to update to the previous level, this chain rule will become more lengthy. See, this is only from one level. One level itself it is 3. When you want to go here, it will become more lengthy. When you want to still go back, it will become more lengthy. The length keep increases as you move towards the front of the list. Okay, or as you move towards the input layer of the list. So in the real world, if you see, there will be neural network with hundreds of hidden layers. Then you can just imagine like how lengthy this chain rule will become, right? So that's the whole story here. I'll be explaining for the previous layer, okay, but I'll be asking you question about the previous layer that I want everybody to answer, not only Akila. Others, I don't know what are you doing. Okay, so let me erase all these things. If I take a new sheet again, I have to draw that. Okay, so let me erase this out. Okay. Now what we are going to see in the sense. Now let us go back to the previous level. Let us consider the previous level weights and let us see how can we how the chain rule will look like for updating those weights. Okay. So so this is so let us say this weight is W. Okay, let me use different parameter because here we are using W. Let us use here V. Otherwise it will lead to confusion, right? So let us use this V. So this is V21, the weight that is connecting to the second neuron of the input layer with the first neuron of the hidden layer, and this is V22, second neuron of the input to the second neuron of the hidden layer, and this is V23, second neuron of the input with the third neuron of the hidden layer. Okay. Now we want to see like what will be this output or what will be the error, what will be the change in error if you change this weight V22. Okay. So this differentiation will be like what? What will be the change in error if you change the weight V22? Okay. So this is what we want to solve. Again we have to come from the beginning. But this error, if you see, it depends on the output. So first step is what? Dou E by dou O2. That is, the error directly depends on the output of the second neuron of the output layer. Okay. And the output of the second neuron of the output layer, it directly depends on the input of the second neuron of the output layer. So that should be differentiated like this. Dou O2O should be differentiated with respect to the input of the second neuron of the output layer. Okay. But now immediately we won't take the weight. This weight alone we will take only at the last stage. Okay. So leaving the weight, if you see this input depends on what? This input depends on what? Don't consider the weight. Don't be other than weight. It depends on what? the input to this second neuron, it depends on what? Output of the hidden layer. Output of the which neuron of the hidden layer? Second neuron. Yeah. So that you have to take. Okay. So the input to the second neuron of the output layer actually depends on the output of the second neuron of the hidden layer. Okay, because this weight already we have a different equation to update, so that will not come here. Okay, again now again you see, so this output of the hidden layer depends on what? Output of the hidden layer depends on what? Output of the output layer depends on the input. So similarly, output of the hidden layer depends on what? No, input layer is far away. Immediately, directly it depends on what? See this. Here you see output of the output layer. It depends on the input of the output layer. Similarly, output of the hidden layer depends on what? Input of the hidden layer. Okay, right? So so that differentiation will come here. So differentiate the output of the, that is output of the hidden layer with respect to the input of the second neuron of the hidden layer. Okay, now this input of the second neuron of the hidden layer depends on what? Not only input, also on, no, wait, here weight comes into picture. Okay, at last this weight directly depends on, this weight directly affects whom? This weight directly affects the input of this particular neuron, that input of the second neuron of the hidden layer. Okay, is it clear? Are you following or not? So what will come here? So input for the, I mean the second neuron of the hidden layer uh, should be differentiated with respect to what? With respect to V22. Are you getting? Of course, here not only weight is there, this input is also there. So if this is I naught, if this is I1, if this is I2, then it is I11 into V22. Okay, but before I1 V22 comes. Okay, and we are interested on V2, so we do this. Is it clear? So this equation, if you solve, you will be able to see, like, what we will be able to understand in the sense, if only this weight is changed, then how much error will change, that we can see. So if you can write a program for this, then we can apply different values for this error and we can see what will be the output. Okay, fine. See, now I want you to, okay, I want you to tell this equation, say dou E, what will be the change in error if I change, say V23 is this. Okay, so this if I change, what will be the change? So here I will say, I will use different color here, I will draw that. So this neuron is connected with all other 1, 2 and 3. So this is W31, W32, W33, but we are interested on only this. Okay, with this output only we are talking. So this error, how much this error will change if I change this weight V23. So how this equation will look like now? Yes, dou E, dou, why O30? See, are we talking about this output? O20, we are talking this output only. Are you getting? We are, or we are talking about this output only. Okay, so O20. Next will be what? So this error immediately depends on what? This output. Okay, and this output immediately depends on what? Yeah. Now it this is which input? What's the next parameter? Tell fully. Do. Uh, uh, I. Yes. Complete it. See, if it's wrong, not an issue. Come out. I3O. Yes. Because now we are talking about this error. Okay. I mean this weight. So this weight is connected with this neuron. Okay. So we are not. Of course, it is having other weights also, but we are now bothered about this. Okay. So here the input is coming from the third neuron. Okay. So that is it is the output of the uh, no. Now also it's not I3O. What is I3O means? I3O means what? How will you read I3O? See, this output depends only on the input. What is the input? What is the input to this neuron? See, this is input to the first neuron of the output layer. This is input to the second neuron of the output layer. This is input to the third neuron of the output layer. We are talking about this O2. This O2 depends on this input or this input. So it is I2O. Now also it's not I3O, it is I2O. Okay, right? Right? But this I2O, it depends on uh, now I2O depends on what? Of yeah, of course there are many. Of course there are many things coming. But let us now in this case let us not consider other things. Let us take this neuron only. So it depends on which hidden layers output. Yeah. Why second? See, we are now talking about this weight. Okay, this weight. Yeah. So what should come here? Do. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. O3H. Okay. Why O3H alone? If you ask, that is a good question because this input not only depends on this output, it depends on this output. It depends on all the outputs. But we are interested only in this weight. Okay. So this weight is connected with which neuron of the hidden layer? Is this weight? Is there any connection between this weight and the second neuron of the hidden layer? No. This weight is connected only with the third neuron. Okay. So we are interested only in this weight. So we are taking this path. Okay. Again, this output depends on what? O3H is the output of the third neuron of the hidden layer. This output depends on input of what? So what should come here? Do O3H. Hmm. Hmm. This output depends on this input. What is this input here? Yeah, I3H. Okay. And again, this input depends on what? Wait. So what should come here? Do. Hmm. 323. Okay. So this is for the. So this is how the weight updation happens. Okay. Let us take one more example for more clarification. Okay, now let us take this weight v21. Okay, so in the output also, now let us take okay, let us take this same neuron in the output layer. So this neuron, if you see, it is connected like this. Okay, this neuron is connected like this. Okay, so this weight, already we have mentioned that. Okay, this weight is w12, we know that. Okay, this is w12. Fine. So this is connected with other neurons also, but we are not bothered about that. Okay, right? So we are now interested in this weight. If I change this weight, then what will be the change in the error? Okay, so that we have to take this path. So we have, I'm highlighting this. Okay, so what will be the change in error when I change the weight to 1? Yes, how? Error by hmm, hmm, yes, O2 depends on I2. Yes, that is the output of the output layer. Second neuron of the output layer depends on the input of the second neuron of the output layer. Okay, then hidden layer of input or output. This O output of the first neuron of the hidden layer. Okay, yeah. Then hmm, hmm, input of the, what should come here? No, no. What should come here? See, output of the first neuron of the hidden layer, it depends on what? Its own input. So what is here? I1 and I1H. Okay. Mm-hmm. V21. Okay. So this is how it should be solved. Okay. Fine. Now let me take another sheet. Now I want you to tell, I am going to add one more layer. Here there are only 3 layers. Okay. I will be adding 4 layers. So totally we will make a neural network with 4 layers with 2 hidden layers, H1 and H2. Okay. So here there is only 2 levels of weight. There will have 3 levels of weight. So for the third level of weight, I want you to identify this chain rule. Okay. So let me draw a neural network. Say this is input layer, 3 neurons. This is input layer. Okay. So this is H1, hidden layer 1, first hidden layer, 3 neurons. So this is H2, hidden layer 2, say 3 neurons. So this is output layer. Here also we have 3 neurons. Okay. So let us consider this output of the second neuron of the output layer. Okay. So say it is taking input from here, everywhere. Fine. So this neuron also, if you take take input from here, everything. Okay. So this neuron, it takes input from here. Actually, every neuron of the previous layer is connected to every neuron of the next layer, but we are not drawing the full diagram. Okay. So so we have to use now 3 parameters for weight, right? So let us say that for here, let us use W. So this is W21. This is sorry, this is W12, this is W12, this is W22. Okay, so this is the first neuron, second neuron, third neuron of input layer. First neuron, second neuron, third neuron of hidden layer 1. First neuron, second neuron, third neuron of hidden layer 2. First neuron, second neuron, and third neuron of output layer. Okay, so this weight let us represent as W. So W11, W22, W33. This weight let us represent as V as usual. So this is V12, V22, V32. This is also W32. Okay, this weight let us represent as U. Okay, so this is U12, U22, U33, right? Okay. Now say for example I want to know like what will be the change if we change this weight U33. If you change this weight, what will be the change in error? So error logic is same. Error is as usual. It is T2O, that is the target output of the second neuron of the output layer minus the observed output of the second neuron of the output layer, the whole square, that is the error. Okay. So what will be the change in error if I change this weight, which is U33? Yes, could you tell? Error by not not input. First error depends on what? Error directly depends on what? Why are you going to H? Directly depends on output. So what should come here? O to O. Next. Yeah. This output depends on what? What is that? No, no. Why are you going? See, this output directly depends on its own input. Okay, every output directly depends on its own input. So I2, I2O. Okay, and this input. Hmm, 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 hmm. This input, yeah, this input depends on what? Leave the weight. Other apart from weight, it is depend on what? H. See, before from the output, if you travel, which is coming first, H1 or H2? So what is that? Which this input depends on which which neuron of the hidden layer? It oh, uh, so do not yeah, output of the, tell properly, output of the which neuron of the which hidden layer? Which hidden layer? We have two hidden layers. H2, second hidden layer. Okay. So how will we represent that? So it depends on the output of the second neuron of the second hidden layer. Okay. Is it clear? Now again this output depends on what? Tell the equation. Hmm. 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 Why H1? See, always the every node's input depends on its own, every node's output depends on its own input. I2 H2. Here also you see this output of the output layer of the second neuron depends on its own input. Similarly, output of the second neuron of the hidden layers, second hidden layer, it depends on its own input. Are you getting? Hmm. And now this input depends on what? What should come here? Only do I2 H2, right? Depends on no, which weight we are differentiating with respect to which weight? U33. U33. Okay, this is U. This is U. This is V. This is W. Okay. So only when you come to this level you should think about weight. Till then you have to think only input and output, nothing else. Are you getting? See, every output depends on its own input, but every input depends on what's previous layer's output. That is the rule. Are you getting? Please remember this. Every output depends on its own input, but every input depends on the previous layer's output. So this is input or output. So it should depend on what? This is I2H2. Where tell properly what is that? So we are here right now. We are here. Okay, this input depends on which output? It depends on this output. What is this output? Do no I is input, right? It depends on output. O O2, that is it depends on the H1. Yes, it depends on the output of the second neuron of the layer 1. Okay, right? Now this output depends on what? What is that? No, no. What I told you, every output depends on its own input. This is output, right? Tell the equation. H H1 same. Okay, same layer. Same neuron means it's same layer, right? Now this input depends on what? What which weight? U33. Okay. So this is how. So this is called as chain rule. So this is the crux of what you call uh, back propagation. Okay. I want you to refer other materials also, and I want you to understand by yourself. You draw some diagram and try to understand by yourself. Okay. So this is incomplete. It will come here. Okay. Now I want you to tell this. What is dou E by dou E by dou U12? Yes. By so tell the equation O2O. Okay. O2O. So input I2O, then wait. First let us see any neurons, any link we are missing or not. This is what U12. So U12 is connected here. Okay, for U12 itself there will be many paths, but let us assume this path we are taking. Okay, if you follow this path, then how this weight will be uh, adjusted, right? Hmm. Okay, so this is the path. So now this input depends on what? Or O2, O2, H2. Okay, okay. So that output depends on what? So what is that? Dou? Same. Every input depends on it. Every output depends on its own input. Okay, you need not think about that part. Hmm? Hmm. Dou I2 H2. Now this input depends on what? O2 H1. Okay. Hmm. Dou O2 H1. Hmm. So what is that? H1. So it's all everything is same. Then U12. Okay. Dou U12. So so this is how it is done. Okay, you can you can draw different neural networks and you can try, right? So if you want to make many changes, I think the output part we have to change. Then only there will be uh, changes in other parameters. Okay. Let us take this output. Output 3. Okay. Output of the third neuron of the output layer. Okay. Let us call this error as E3. Instead of just E, let us call this error as E3, which is nothing but the target output of the third neuron of the output layer minus the observed output of the third neuron of the output layer. Okay, so so let's say that we want to know, like, uh, if this weight is changed. Okay, if this weight is changed, then how this output will change, that we want to know. Okay, but if you see this weight, it is not, so far that some links are missing. So 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 maybe this is connected, this neuron is not only, this neuron is connected with every other neuron of the next layer, right? Okay, but we have drawn only for this. Okay, uh, not only that, this link basically missing. So this neuron, if you see, it should be also connected with everything. So there will be a connection from here to here, there will be a connection from uh, yeah, here to everywhere, this neuron to, Yeah, this neuron to here also, but that part we don't want. Okay, right? And if you see this neuron also, this link. Okay, no, U33 is not connected with O33. Let us take this. There will be a link like this, right? This neuron to this. This basically this neuron should be connected with every other neuron. So we have only drawn this. We have not drawn this. So let us consider this also. Okay, right? Similarly, if you see this neuron is connected to here, it should be also connected to this neuron. Okay. Yes. Okay. But hmm, fine. Let us assume that here there is a so this is no, this is not U32. Previously this should be U32. We have marked this as U33. Actually this is U32. Okay. Am I right? This is third neuron of the input to the second neuron of the hidden layer 1. Okay. So this should be U33. Okay. Let us call this as U33. Right. And this weight is V33. Okay. Fine. Now let us see that what is the change in the output, what is the change in the error, I mean E3. What will be the change in the uh, error E3 when you change the weight U33? Okay. So so this is what we are bothered. Okay, so this is the path. So the path is this. It takes here, here, and here. Okay, it takes this way. So what will be this? Do E3 depends on do. Yeah, then hmm. No, why are you going to hidden layer? This is output I3O. All output depends on its own input. Only input depends on what? Previous layers output. Okay, output of the previous layer. Now this input depends on what? This O2 O2H2. Yeah, good. And this depends on what? Its own input. Yeah, I2H2. Okay. And this input depends on what? Which neuron? What is that? How will you represent? Hmm. O3H1. Good. And do O3H1 depends on what? Which it's yeah, not third layer, third neuron of the first layer, of the first hidden layer. Okay. And this input depends on what? Okay, right. So this is the basic knowledge behind back propagation. Okay, but we are only discussing one weight I am taking and I am sharing to you. But actually what happens in the sense like that, every weight should be calculated, all weights will be calculated, all weights of all levels. Okay, so here if you see W, here there are 9 weights, there is a matrix of 3 by 3, here there are 9 weights, here there are 9 weights. So in this small network itself there are 27 weights are there. Okay, so as the network increases, the number of weights will increase, right? So accordingly the weight should be updated. See, and again this way of updating the weight, there are different style of doing it. Uh, uh, so one method is what you know. Say for example, some input we are giving here. This is input, right? Say this is input. Say one set of input x1, x2, x3. One set of input is given. For that, you are getting one output for O2. Okay, one output for O2. You calculate the error. Immediately you update the weight and you adjust the weight. That is one style. So it means that for every weight we do back propagation. That I mean for every input we do back propagation. Given the first input, there is some error. Back propagate, change the weight, see the output. Are you happy? No. Again change the weight. Go back. Do this. So if you do that for every input, okay, if you do that for every input, that is called as stochastic gradient descent. Okay, that is called as stochastic gradient descent if you do that for every input, right? But generally we don't do for every input. Generally what we do in the sense we do batch processing. What is batch processing means, first with the first input you see what is the error. Okay, note down that we are talking about only one neuron of the output layer. Like that we have to do for all the neurons of the output layer, but let us take one neuron of the output layer alone, right? So for this neuron, for the first set of input, what is the output and what is the error? Let us call it as E1 for the first set of input. Okay, so first set of input, let me call it as x11, x21, x31. Okay, second set of input will be x12, x22, x32. At that time what is the error? Let us say it is E2. Okay, third set of inputs, say x13, x23, x23. At that time what is the error? E3. Like that maybe I may have 100 data points, x100, x200, x300. Calculate all the errors and add it. Add it, finally take the average of the error. Divide these entire errors by 100. Right? So this is what your observed error. So observed error, or you can say that average of the observed error. Now similarly you take the average of the actual error. Okay, I mean the true error. Not sorry. Uh, I'm sorry. So error itself is what? It is a subtraction of error itself is a difference between target output and the observed output. Okay. So this error you take the average. That's it. Take the average of the error. Okay. Then back propagate. Then back propagate to reduce this error. So our objective is to reduce this average error. Then keep on back. So back propagation, it may not be sufficient for one iteration. You may have to do for several iterations. Back propagate, and then finally when error becomes 0 or when error becomes small, when very small you stop. So if you do that, that is called as stochastic gradient descent. Okay. But sometimes the input may be very large. Say the input contains 1000 entries or 10,000 entries or 1 lakh entries. Now then taking error for all at a time, it may take long time. Okay, because of that, what the programmers do in the sense, they take some 100 inputs first. For those 100 inputs, what is the error, they calculate. Okay, then they back propagate, then change the weights, then take the second 100, see what is the error, then back propagate, then change. So that concept, if you follow that method, that is called as mini batch. So that is called as mini batch gradient descent. Okay. So could someone summarize what is stochastic gradient descent, what is batch gradient descent, and what is mini batch gradient descent? Yes. What we do in stochastic gradient descent. In stochastic, we don't add the error. For every input, no, you see the error and immediately update the weight. If you follow that, that is called a stochastic gradient descent. Are you getting? See, one input you are passing. You see the error. Only one error I got. So immediately I will start back propagating, adjust the weight, keep on adjust the weight until the error is minimized or until error becomes zero. For every input, if you do that, first input, see the error, update the weight, keep updating it until there is zero error. Again do that for second input, again do that for third input, again do that for, like that if you do, that process is called as what? Stochastic gradient descent. Okay. For batch gradient descent, what we do? We first input, what is the error? That is E1. Second input, what is the error? That is E2. Third input, what is the error? E3. Like that you take the error for all the inputs. Only first we are checking the errors, we are not updating. Take the average of all the errors and at a stretch go for back propagating. Our objective here is to reduce this average error. Okay, that is batch propagation, batch gradient descent. What is mini batch? What is mini batch? Mini batch is also similar to batch, but here the input size may be large. Say if you have 1 lakh entry or 1 crore entries, then for all the entries, if you want to calculate the error, then take the average, it will take long time. So we divide that entries into groups. Maybe first 100 inputs I will give and I will observe the error. What are the errors? E1, E2 up to E100. I will take the average based on this 100 inputs errors average.